Darn, friend, you're broke again? I thought you were being paid to manage people's lives. Now you can't manage your own? And then they called you lazy. I thought, please, they're not lazy. They're just exhausted from carrying everyone else's things when it was never theirs to carry. And then the bad news hit. It hit like real hard. The money won't fix that mindset if it stays stuck in merry-go-round mode. But the good news, this is your midlife wake up call. And look, if you know me, I tell people I'm the light. I walk in with clarity, joy, vision, and yet I get drained too. It's not about perfection, it's about finally choosing yourself. Let's talk about why this episode matters. It's not about hustling and chasing the bag. People say you got to do that to obtain wealth. I'm here to tell you the wealth starts on the inside out. It's about building that inner wealth, the kind that doesn't crash boom when your life does. The kind of wealth that starts with discipline, right? And it turns into this whole lesson on identity and then it spans through execution and beyond. So, if you've been searching your whole entire life to build this millionaire mindset after 40, hey, this is for you. This is self improvement for your soul that starts here, your midlife mindset shift that starts here, your transformative journey that starts here. So, let's get into it. Discipline. Discipline. See, people think discipline means restriction, but it actually is the most loving thing that one can give themselves or to someone else. Discipline is self trust in motion. And me, I call that your greatness in motion, but we'll get into that in another episode. Right now, we need to break this midlife conversation like wide open. Here's what helped me: the 3 by 3 rule. It was simple, it's real, it's life changing. 3 daily habits. Move your body, write something down, hydrate like your glow up depends on it because it does. 3 weekly goals, not a to do list. I'm talking target, intentional targets. Okay. 3 monthly non negotiables, things that serve you, not everyone else, not everyone else. This is what self care tips for midlife really look like. They're simple, they're sacred, they're sustainable, which means they'll hold and stick. So let me ask you this: do you really need that perfect morning routine? Or do you need to stop ghosting your own priorities? See that nail appointment set up for later today? Look at my hand. Look at my hand. It says me, me, me. But it's not more urgent than making sure that my work here reflects my purpose. Same with the fellas. I be seeing y'all. Y'all be out there washing them cars every weekend, buffing the car while your dreams sit dusty somewhere else. We do what's familiar. We spend hours shining things outside of us, and inside is falling apart. But when you build structure around what matters, you don't just stay consistent, you become undeniable. Let's talk about identity. This is the second thing I wanted to talk about. I'm talking about who you are without a mask. See, you can't build a new life with that old identity leading the way. It doesn't work. If your self worth is tied to productivity, you won't feel wealthy. You'll feel overworked, undervalued, and drained all at the same time. And that's not what you were trying to create. Am I right, friend? That's not your mindset. That's madness. And here, we're not surviving anymore. We are breaking cycles and thriving daily. See, I just asked myself recently this question: who am I when I'm not living for everyone else? When I'm not overgiving, overperforming, over explaining to be seen, who am I? That's a real glow up identity work. That's your midlife glow up in motion. So here's some practice. Write your future bio, not a resume, not a list of accomplishments. I know you're accomplished. Write a version of you that's real, free, and rooted. The one who doesn't overcommit anymore. The one who doesn't shrink to fit anymore. The one who doesn't explain peace to people who benefit from their chaos. You're not building a brand. You're building you, the version of you that's been buried under years of expectations, projections, and BS from other people. And now you're coming back to you. And I love that for you. You're coming back clearer, louder, unapologetic. Let's talk about execution. How you turn that clarity into power. See, most people don't fail because they lack these ideas. I know all about that. But I say trapped in gridlock some days. And no, I'm not talking about traffic. I mean the mental traffic jam where my thoughts won't stop and the action sometimes never starts. See, I've got insight, strategies, fire to share. But let's be honest, not everyone can handle the pressure that creates diamonds. I'm just saying. Still, most people don't fail because they're not smart. They fail because they're overwhelmed and underaligned. Execution, that's how you prove you're serious about that next level. That next level energy. That's where that is. But this is where over 40 motivation turns into actual movement. So try this, the power hour method. Break it down. Break it down. It's simple 20 minutes on one priority. Maybe that's organizing your desk. Maybe it's finally sending an email. You just got to do one thing. That's all. Get started. 20 minutes learning something new, maybe a new recipe, a short podcast listening, a page in a book. Grow something. I do it all the time, but grow something inside of you as well. 20 minutes to declutter, not just a room, but your mind. Sit still, no phone, no TV, just you and your breath. Let your peace speak. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need more tabs open in your brain. You just need to finish what you start. Because clarity, after all, beats chaos every time. So, what you need to unlearn are the things you were taught to earn love through performance. So, we're breaking that cycle today. You were taught to prove your worth through burnout. We're breaking that cycle today. You were taught to serve others while starving your own vision. That cycle is done, over, it ended here. See, it's time to unlearn the noise they programmed into us, to rewrite the scripts we didn't ask for. It's time to glow up quietly inside this millionaire mindset because real wealth is the ability to walk away from anything that requires your silence just to stay in it. Read that again for the people in the back. Read that again. Do you feel the shift? Or maybe it's not a shift, a nudge. One that says, you've always known, but you've been waiting for permission to believe it. Well, good news, friend. This is your permission, so let's move already. See, you don't have to chase what was meant for the version of you who stayed obedient to everyone but yourself. You're evolving. Your mindset is shifting and your glow up, oh baby, it's been overdue. Because here at Who See TV, we don't wait for permission. We don't perform for approval. We turn lemons to gems. Now let me leave you with this. Time, it's not just some illusion. It's the tool you've been gifted to make yourself whole again. Every time they ask you, say no. That's main character energy. That's how you activate yourself. It's that simple. Now, that's piping hot. If this hit your soul, check out the next video to keep your energy, your motivation, and your evolution steeping high. If you're on a personal growth journey, seeking real self improvement over 40, and ready to step into your midlife magic, this channel was made for you. And if you need more of this tea daily, come find me on Facebook at Who's Tea TV, profile name Who's Tea TV Amanda. If you can't wait for the next dose of truth and inspiration, go get it right now. Let's go.